We have some major breaking news as it has been officially confirmed that Helio Castroneves will attempt to qualify for the 2025 Daytona 500. What's going on, guys? It's Daniel, and welcome back to our video. As I said a second ago, we got some pretty massive and major breaking news as it has been officially confirmed and announced that Helio Castroneves will attempt to qualify for the Daytona 500 in 2025. This is reported by Jordan Bianchi from The Athletic. News: four-time Indy 500 champion Helio Castroneves to make his NASCAR debut in next month's Daytona 500, driving a car fielded by Trackhouse Racing, sources tell The Athletic. Helio is expected to drive the number 91 Project 91 entry this year to attempt to qualify for this year's Daytona 500. We did a video covering this on the channel a couple days ago when there was some speculation from Bobby Parsons originally, and then of course multiple IndyCar reporters like Tony Donahue who had reported on this story. And now we've had official confirmation. The Project 91 car team has been teasing it, and then of course they got the account back recently for the first time about 6 or 7 months, and Helio Castroneves on his Instagram story was teasing a pretty big announcement, which that official announcement is expected to come sometime later tonight or come out tomorrow. This is absolutely huge. A couple years ago at Five Flag Speedway at the SRX event, Helio Castroneves had said he wanted to run the Daytona 500. And Don Hawk, who at the time was running the SRX as a president of this series, he basically said that he was going to promise Helio Castroneves an opportunity in the Daytona 500 in 2023. That did not end up happening. Then in 2024, they were trying to get it done to drive the Project 91 car or the 50-team Amerivet car. That did not end up working out. And after 3 years of waiting for this to happen, it is finally going to happen. Now, Helio Castroneves does have a little bit of stock car experience back in the early 2000s. He ran in the IROC series back in 2003 when that series was around, which that series technically is still around now. He had a pretty good runs in the IROC series when he had the chance. So he does have a little bit of experience in the draft. He also does have experience in racing in the Indy 500 because, again, he is a four-time Indy 500 champion, one of only 4 drivers in history of IndyCar, or in the world of Indianapolis, that have won 4 Indianapolis 500s. The other 3 being A.J. Foyt, Al Unser Sr., and some other big names, and Rick Mears as well. This is absolutely incredible. This is a driver that I've been wanting to see come back and have an opportunity to race in NASCAR and get the chance to run the Daytona 500. Now, what are the realistic expectations for Helio Castroneves? I think Castroneves is going to have a realistic chance to get it done. Now, looking at Trackhouse Racing's qualifying performances, they have not been absolutely amazing when it comes to their qualifying performances. They weren't that great on super speedways last year, so I'm a little bit concerned on that front for the qualifying, not getting it on speed. I think where he'll get in is the duels. He's going to get a lot of help from the Chevrolet drivers. I would expect if guys like Kyle Larson, Chase Elliott, probably Shane Van Gisbergen, and guys like Ross Chastain are going to be there to help him try to get in. He also, lucky for Helio, he will get the chance and opportunity to have an extra practice session because they've had an extra practice session this time around, which I think was the right decision they made. They've got an extra hour-long of practice on Wednesday before media day takes place, so he'll get that there. But you think about the interest for this year's Daytona 500. It is one of the most stacked entry lists we have seen in a very, very long time. You're very likely going to see Jimmy Johnson in the 84 car attempting to qualify for the Daytona 500. We talked about this on the channel earlier today, but we now are hearing the Martin Truex Jr. maybe running in a car fielded by Tricon Garage with Joe Gibbs Racing building the car, but sounds like Martin Truex Jr. is going to drive for Tricon in this year's Daytona 500. We know that NY Racing, they're fielding a car for JJ Yeley. We also do know some other teams like Bijan McLeod and Live Fast Motorsports are going to be back on the track. And there's some other teams that work and other organizations that I would expect to be coming out. I wouldn't be surprised if you see Richard Childress Racing field a car for Austin Hill. Beard Motorsports, they're going to field a car most likely for Anthony Alfredo, and if Front Row wanted to, they could field a 4th car for someone like a Chandler Smith. I could see that being a possibility. But you think about Trackhouse Racing's lineup for this year's Daytona 500. Obviously, Ross Chastain in the 1 car. Ross Chastain has come close to winning Daytona 500 multiple times. Super competitive at super speedways. Does have a win at Talladega back in 2022. Came close to winning a few races in 2023 and 2024 on the super speedways. I think Ross has a chance to get it done this year. Then, of course, you have Daniel Suarez, who won Atlanta Motor Speedway and that great classic photo finish between him, Kyle Busch, and Ryan Blaney at Atlanta Motor Speedway. And then you have Shane Van Gisbergen, who ran really well here in Xfinity competition at Daytona, finished 11th in his Xfinity Series debut, and finished in the top 5 at Atlanta Motor Speedway, and unfortunately got caught up in a couple wrecks in the second half of the year. But Shane had really good pace and speed at the super speedways, and with being a fully funded Trackhouse car now, I think that he's got a good chance to be competitive in the event. I think realistically, though, for Helio Castroneves, I think he's got a really good opportunity to make this year's Daytona 500. But this is going to be the largest field we have seen for the Daytona 500 in a very, very long time. I think the last time we saw a field this big was back in 2015 when 49 cars show up. We're going to have people going home, and there could be some surprise entries that decide to show up as we get closer to Daytona. We're only about a month away at this point from the Daytona 500, and it's again, it is just so amazing to see that Helio Castroneves is going to be coming to race in NASCAR. We've seen so many legends in the next-gen era. And you think about Project 91, that's a big reason why Shane Van Gisbergen's full-time in NASCAR Cup competition now, because he got the opportunity to drive for Project 91, won at the Chicago Street Course, got another top 10 at Indianapolis. And then you think about other names like Kimi Räikkönen, who've had a shot and opportunity. We were expecting the Project 91 car to come back in some shape or form, but I was not expecting it to come back for the Daytona 500 until a couple weeks ago. I remember when Carl Long made that post on Facebook, and he said they were looking to bring the Project 91 car back for Daytona, and now it's truly going to be happening. And I'm so excited about this. I really think that Helio has a really good chance to be competitive. I think that it's going to be a fast car, and it would be a really incredible story if he can make this year's Daytona 500, because he also would be the first Brazilian-born driver to go out and make it to the Daytona 500, which would be an incredible accomplishment. And you think about all the nationalities that Trackhouse has. You have American driver Ross Chastain, Mexican driver Daniel Suarez. You've got the driver from Australia or New Zealand, Shane Van Gisbergen, and now, of course, you have the driver from Brazil, Helio Castroneves, driving for Trackhouse. So they've got multiple nationalities racing there. But I'm so excited about this. I'm so excited to see Helio Castroneves in this year's Daytona 500. I think he's going to be super competitive. If he makes events, he has to qualify in on Thursday night or Wednesday during Daytona qualifying day, but I think he's got a really great chance and a strong opportunity to get it done and make this year's Daytona 500. So that is going to be today's special breaking news report. I want to thank you guys for watching. Please subscribe to the channel, notifications on, so if when a video does go live on my channel. Follow me on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, and support me on Patreon as well. Let's go below that and comment below your thoughts below on today's episode. You think Helio Castroneves is going to make it in on Thursday or Wednesday, or do you think he'll miss the show? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If there's any major news that does break on the channel, we'll discuss here live on the channel. If not, the next time you'll see me will be coming out on Tuesday. I might be doing the Xfinity Series lineup, but I'm not entirely sure. Wednesday will be NASCAR news video. It could be multiple NASCAR news videos with all the news coming out over the course of the last couple days, and there'll be a lot of great content as we get really, really close to the start of the season. We're basically about 4 weeks away from the start of 2025. We're going to be talking about people like Hailie Deegan, Shane Van Gisbergen, Carl Edwards, Kurt Busch, Connor Zilisch, you name it, Kyle Busch, Bubba Wallace, especially with the post he put out recently, 2311, Front Row, the lawsuit, Junior Motorsports, Connor Zilisch, Sam Mayer, Sheldon Creed, like I said, Chandler Smith, all these big names we'll be talking as we get closer to the start of the season. So anyways, like I said, I want to thank you guys for watching today's episode, and I'll see you guys next time for more great, awesome NASCAR content and other motorsports content on the channel like this. Take care, everybody.